What's up? How's it going? We're back. I think I'm just gonna keep saying that every time I start a video because I don't know how to start a video still. Today we are going to do the first of hopefully many travel tips if you guys are interested in it. This video is going to be all about how to pack for 2 people for 5 days in one carry-on bag. Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy, but we're gonna do it because me and Kyler have already done it. But before we get even further into it, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions or tips. I would love to have more tips. I'm always looking to make traveling easier. And like the video and share it with everybody you know. Let's get right into it. So the very first tip I have for you is to check the weather. Check the weather of wherever you're going, if it's gonna rain, if it's gonna snow, if it's gonna be sunny, and then pick out outfits that correspond with the weather and the events that you're going to be doing on your trip. And then lay everything out so that you can see it and you can make sure that you're not overpacking. Also, when you're picking out outfits, make sure that you are picking out a maximum of 2 pairs of shoes that go with a majority of your outfits or all of your outfits to make packing a little bit easier. You don't have to pack 5 pairs of shoes for 5 outfits. I know it's hard, at least for me, because I love shoes, but it's possible and it'll help you a ton when you're packing. Alright, so I'm going to show you how I laid out my outfits and then we'll get on to tip number 2. Okay, so here is how I lay everything out to make sure that I have everything for packing for the 5 days for the trip. These are my extra pairs of shoes. So I try to keep it pretty small, at least for me, so that I don't have to pack around a bigger, bulkier shoe. I am wearing my bigger, bulkier shoe onto the plane, and this is my outfit for the plane that corresponds back into the outfits for the 5 days. But other than that, I have 3 pairs of pants, my jammies, my tops, an extra jacket, and a purse right there. And then for Kyler, he has his jammies and 2 pairs of pants and all of his shirts and an extra jacket here. He also does have his outfit picked out for the plane, which I believe is just sweatpants and a t-shirt. Alright, but this is how I have everything laid out, and it should make everything easier if you do this. I have to do it every time now or else I forget things and it just doesn't work out. Tip number 2 is to transfer all of your liquids into travel sized bottles. So your shampoo, your body wash, your face wash, all that good stuff. And also, if you're going to visit somebody you know, maybe ask if they have those things so you don't have to worry about packing them, because I know a lot of people don't like fussing with small travel size bottles and transferring things, and they don't want things to explode in their bag. But I'm going to show you guys what I use to make life a little bit easier. So for my shampoos and body washes and all those smaller liquids, I use these little bottles that I found at the Container Store. They're perfect. I believe these were like 89 cents and pretty durable. I've taken them on a couple trips now, and I also label them on the top so that I know what they are. And then once I have everything transferred, I stick them in these reusable Ziploc bags that I also got from the Container Store. I believe the brand here, it's Stasher, but these are good for everything. I use them for travel because they actually close pretty well. I've never had one pop open, but I also do use these for food and lunches and stuff like that, so just a little extra tip in there. Maybe help save the planet a little bit and stop buying Ziploc. Sorry, Ziploc. I use you my whole life, but these have won my heart. Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to pick out your makeup for every outfit. I know that sounds insane, but narrow down your makeup. I know that I typically like to pack too much makeup, so I've really started to try to narrow it down. Sometimes I want to try and get adventurous with my makeup when I'm on vacation or on a trip, and then I get there and I'm like, why did I pack all this stuff? So narrow it all down and put it into a small bag. So I use a small Vera Bradley bag, and I can fit everything that I need into here. This gets me through my trips. I don't need a lot. I just basically do what I have on my face now and call it a day, just because I'm there to be doing things. I'm not there to put a ton of makeup on, even though I love doing that anyway. But yeah, so pack everything down into a small bag. Also, while narrowing down your makeup, make sure you pick out your jewelry and put that into a smaller container as well. I use these. I don't remember where I got these. I've been using these for years for bobby pins and hair ties and jewelry. I put everything that I need jewelry wise. I put all of my jewelry in here. I've been doing that to travel because it's just so much easier. A little extra tip though for necklaces, if you don't want them to get tangled in here and you don't want to fuss with that later, I have used straws previously if you just feed the string through there and clip it. But again, trying to help the planet, haven't bought reusable straws for necklaces specifically. So if you want to hop on that, do that as well, and then you can lay them in a small pocket in your bag or in a jewelry bag or anything like that, and then they won't get tangled and you won't have to deal with that later. Tip number 4, before we get into packing the suitcase, really think about if you can wear one of your bigger, bulkier items onto the plane to save space. I have heard about people layering up to save space or to not have to bring a bag, but my luck, I would just get too hot on the plane. I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is, with the outfit that I said I was going to wear earlier, I'm going to wear this raincoat kind of thin windbreaker-y jacket, which is a lot of fabric even though it's pretty thin. I'm going to wear that onto the plane instead of packing it into the bag, and Kyler is also bringing a hoodie that he will wear onto the plane instead of packing it into the bag to save us a bunch of space. To potentially bring stuff back if you want to bring souvenirs. Tip number 5, get a hard, double-sided suitcase. Yes, I know that's a little specific to me and that's kind of a preference, but I've traveled with both and I really like the double-sided ones. I feel like packing is way more efficient, but I think the biggest thing is it helps hold the shape of your luggage. So instead of you shoving things and then like really closing the zipper and then you go to put it in the overhead thing and the zipper pops open and all of your stuff flies out, this hard case, that doesn't happen too. And then same thing, like if you end up checking your smaller bag, it's not going to happen there either. I got this small one and a much bigger one on Amazon a couple years ago for like 80 bucks and they've lasted a while. I probably need a new one, but I'm sticking with my hard cases. Also, the thing that I really like about my specific hard case bag is that there's an extendable area that gives me another like 2 to 3 inches if I'm really packing tight, and that helps a lot as well in getting everything in there. So if you're not into the hard suitcases, I believe that they do make the soft ones with the extendable area, but I think the hard ones with the extendable area are like 100% the way to go. That is my suggestion. If you have anything else that you think is a really good travel bag, please, please, please let me know, because like I said, I might be upgrading, and if there's something better out there, I want to know about it. Tip number 6 is to roll everything. Roll your clothes, anything that you can roll, roll it. As you saw earlier, everything that I had laid out was rolled up. The rolling saves you a ton of space in your bag. I didn't believe it before, but I'm a firm believer now. That's the only way I pack now. So roll all of your items as best as you can. It helps prevent wrinkling, and it gives you a lot more space in your bag. I even roll my underwear. Yep, I'm not exaggerating, I roll my underwear. Tip number 7 is to fill the spaces in your shoes, to pack smaller items like socks or underwear into your shoes. I know this sounds a little weird, and sometimes when I tell people this, they look at me weird like, you're really sticking your socks and underwear in your shoes? And I'm like, yeah, it saves a ton of space, and then you know exactly where those things are, instead of like having to rummage through the little holes that you shoved them in before. So just take your shoes and stick your socks in your underwear. Sometimes I stick this little guy in there, and it doesn't work with this shoe, but I stick that in there. It saves a ton of space and it's not wasting space either. That's the biggest thing for me. And then once you have all of your shoes packed full of those smaller items, pack those first. Those are typically the weirder shaped items, and they're harder to pack later than to pack first and pack around them. I think I just said pack like 500 times, but you get my point. Just put them in the bag first and then pack around that. And tip number 8 is to finally pack your bag. But tip number 8 is really to just pack your bigger and bulkier items first. So once you pack your shoes, then take all of your pants or your jackets or your thick dresses, anything that's thicker, and pack it in first. Tip number 9, be an expert, pro, master, what's another word? Perfecter of Tetris. I know that sounds a little bizarre and a lot of people aren't good at that, but just be really, 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 really good at Tetris. It doesn't matter if you have to repack the bag a couple times. If you're packing far enough in advance, you should be okay. Also, there are people that use packing cubes. I've never used them before, but if you have the chance to try them out. Let me know how they are because I don't know anybody who uses them, but I've seen a lot of people online that use them. Sorry, Loaf is mowing. But yeah, the cubes are supposed to be helpful too, so maybe try that if you're not super good at Tetris. You can get the cubes and they kind of pack, like once you pack inside the cubes pack themselves within the bag. But maybe one day I'll try those and let you guys know how they are. Alright, tip number 10. We're here, it's tip number 10. Yes, I said 10 like 10, because, yep, okay. Tip number 10. Pack your smaller items last. I know that seems kind of like obvious, but I feel like it's huge. Sometimes I see people and they're like throwing all their little things in first, and it's like, no, 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 no. Pack your smaller items last so that when you packed your bigger items, if you have little holes, you can stick your socks in there, your underwear, like my makeup brushes tend to go in last because I don't want them to get smushed. Also my very nice Jaclyn Hill and Becca face palette goes in last, and sometimes if I'm feeling like a little crazy and I'm bringing my Jaclyn Hill Morphe eyeshadow palette, that goes in last so that it's all packed in and cushioned by the clothes and everything in the bag. But pack everything small last, like your deodorant and all that good stuff, so that you're filling holes instead of trying to pack bigger things around smaller things. Alright guys, that was my 10 travel tips for you today. I hope that helps, and the next time you want to pack for a couple people in a carry-on bag, or if you're packing just for yourself in a carry-on bag. If you have any questions, comments, Kyler's digging in the trash. If you have any questions or other helpful tips that might help me, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Any extra products or things that you find helpful in traveling, please let me know, and maybe I can do an updated video one day. But for now, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, and share with all your friends so that everybody can travel a little bit better. I will see you guys next time. Bye!